Hey, what up, everybody? It's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday night, and it's your boys, the Mike and Mish Show. What up, Mike?
Yo, what is going on? We are back another week.
Coming
What
off a
is going
fucking
on?
doubleheader weekend, too.
Yeah, that was a big weekend, big old weekend.
I
Then
had
we had a
a
birthday party and 2 BKFCs. Shit.
you had Bristol's birthday party?
Brooklyn,
Brooklyn's birthday party, my bad.
Brookie.
Was it awesome?
I had a blast. I ran around just like the kids did for an hour and a half.
How did you?
Yeah, I did nonstop going through tubes and slides and everything else. I'm still a kid at 40.
It's awesome. I always have a good time with the kids' birthday parties, too, man. They're fun. I had to do Army shit this weekend, man. So Friday night, I watched BKFC. What was it? 53, 54? What was it?
53.
53.
53.
Then I had to be at drill Saturday morning. But the good thing about it was after I got through a couple meetings that I had to go to and whatnot, I had the old iPad set up and was sitting there at my desk.
You warned him.
Watching BKFC Thailand 5. It was a fucking good weekend.
You warned them.
Yeah,
you told them. You said it. You want to put me on work today? I'm going to put on BKFC, and I don't care.
Nobody seemed to
fire
care.
me. You can fire me if you want to, but I'm watching the fights.
Nah, what do you think about the fight? Or we want to do the sponsor reads real quick, and then we'll talk about the fights a little bit before we talk to our guests. Well, let's do that. First of all, Mike, someone needs to get their hair did. What do we got going on over here? What do you say?
Someone needs to get their hair did. They sure do. The Shave Parlor. Everybody knows what it is, right? 101 Del Prado Boulevard, Cape Coral, Florida. Best fades and shaves in Cape Coral. What are you guys doing walking around with the hair looking like that? It's a shame. It really is. Don't do yourself like that. You know what? Pick yourself up by the bootstraps and bring yourself in and get that hair did. I don't know why you wouldn't, right, Kyle? Why wouldn't you get there? Why wouldn't you do it?
Get down there, go see J. Omar. What's J. Omar?
Heather,
and Nasty Nate.
Oh,
Naughty Nate. Naughty Nate. All right. Well, we love those guys. They're always supporting us. So go support them. Go get your hair cut down at the Shave Parlor. And if you want to make some money on the BKFC and this upcoming event this weekend in Leeds, or the one next weekend in Bulgaria, or Utah coming up in Salt Lake City, get over to the
they're
BK.
Both next weekend.
Oh, they're both next weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, my bad. Nobody's fighting this weekend?
No.
We have a weekend off? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Where have you been?
Oh, fuck. I've been fucking, my brain's melted, dude. I'm on like many days in a row working here. But anyways, get over to the BK Bet Shark at BK Bet Shark on the Instagram and pay the $50, follow his lead, and win some money with the man because he's good at it. And then we have the old Dynamic Life. Huh, Mike?
Dynamic Life, weight loss, sexual health, and anti-aging. Founded by a team of medical professionals with over 25 years of experience in regenerative medicine, anti-aging, weight loss, and sexual wellness. Take back control of your life now. Go to www.livedynamic.com and become a patient in just 20 seconds. And check out the Dynamic Life Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's live without an E, dynamic at Instagram. Check it out. Do it now.
Hey, we got one more that isn't an official sponsor yet, but we're working with this guy. And shout out to Turp House Farms because they gave us us in the military, we're not allowed to use certain products. And they have a pain stick that is 100% THC free. They come in two different sizes, 1,000 milligram stick and a 500 milligram stick. And I'm going to tell you right now, I gave away some of these sticks at our watch parties at Mohegan Sun. And the feedback that I got from people that were using these things are like, this shit is the fucking best pain relief that they've ever had. So take it from the customers, or take it from the people that I gave the sticks out to. These are pretty legit. You can go over to turphousefarms.com and pick one up. And if you want to buy a 1,000 milligram stick, they go for $99. They're going to give Mike and Mish viewers the 1,000 milligram stick for $65, and the 500 milligram stick usually goes for 60, and they're going to give Mike and Mish viewers the 500 milligram stick for $35. So that's a pretty fucking solid discount for our loyal viewers. If you guys want to get one of these pain sticks, shoot me an inbox or shoot me a DM on Instagram and let me know, and I'll get you the stick for that discount. But for the time being, I got a bunch of these things.
Oh boy, you're gonna rub it all over.
No, I'm not gonna do that. But
Oh.
tomorrow night when we do the stew nod of the week, which we're bringing back, I don't know if we want to bring that graphic up there. Here we go. Tomorrow night on the stew nod of the week, we're asking for viewers to drop some stew nod nominees on our Facebook page. You can DM us on our Instagram, or you can email us at missionaccomplished@gmail.com. And we'll pick the best 4 that we find. We'll debate it, and we'll find out who we think is the biggest stew out of the week. And I'll ship one of these pain sticks out to that fucking loyal viewer who came up with the biggest dumbass of the week. All right.
Oh, that's nice.
What do you think of that, there, Mikey?
That's pretty nice. I like it.
All right, let's
Rubbing
get the show
sticks all over everyone.
Rubbing pain sticks. I'm telling you, man, everything I hear is pretty legit. So hey, we got a doubleheader tonight. We're going to bring our first guest on in a second. We got Captain Deadpool, who's going to be fighting Danny Christie over in Leeds, not this weekend, next weekend. And then we also have
over the week, over the pond.
And then we got Trever Bradshaw, who's going to be making his BKFC debut in Salt Lake City, December 2nd, when he takes on is it Troy Dennison? Something like that.
Yeah, and don't get that confused with Terry Bradshaw. We are not having the retired NFL quarterback coming on. This is not the same guy. This is a bare knuckle fighting show, not an NFL quarterback show. Thank you.
If he wants to come on, though, I'll talk to him about Deflategate and Spygate because he's a fucking twat and he likes to shit on the Patriots. So I'll fight that fucking 75-year-old man. I don't care. If I can't do it, I'll get Deadpool to do it. Anyways, let's go ahead and bring our guy in. He's the main event across the pond in Leeds, BKFC 55. Is it 54? Shit, I'm all fucked up with my numbers. Come on, Mike. 55. BKFC 55 in Leeds. He's fighting Danny Christie in the main event. Here he is. Our good friend, Dirty Uncle Jerry, Captain Deadpool, Jared Warren.
What up, fam?
Yeah, DUJ.
What's going on, man?
Mr. Pool, how are you?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Well, you know, Jared, we had to get you on for a few reasons here. I mean, you guys are Shift MMA is in the news these days. You're headlining an event overseas against Danny Christie, who holds a belt over there, and your better half didn't have a fight this past weekend. So what do we want to get into first?
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. Well, let's talk about this. Let's get this weekend out of the way. You guys were preparing Crystal to fight Jay Nasty, Jordan Ralston this past weekend. It was an absolute shit show. We all heard from Jules. We talked to Jules. We all heard what Jules said on Brian's social show yesterday. They're not going to be doing any business with Jordan any further. But what was the mood like when you guys got down there and you first found out the 21.5, 22 pound overage?
At first, it was just like comical. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I haven't heard of someone coming in more than maybe 5 pounds off. I mean, I don't know the full history of BKFC, but I'm guessing it's not anywhere close to 22 pounds. But it sucks, man. I mean, it wasn't like the situation like, well, she's a little too heavy, but so I'm not going to fight her because she's too big. She's like, no, I will fight her anyways. I'll freaking down as much water and eat as much food as I can to make the weight, close to where it's within the same weight class anyways. And, like I said, it looked like it was going to go through at first, they got them all the way through the weigh-ins. And, but yeah, then like 10 a.m. the morning of is when we got the call. Like,
was it the commission that pulled it, or was it Feldman? Who was it exactly that made the call to shut it down?
I'm don't quote me, but I think it was ultimately Feldman.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's kind of a double-edged sword, man, because I totally get his side of it. Like he doesn't want to, reward this girl and let her make some money to jump on there when she came so far over. But at the same time, I would have liked it if Crystal could just go in there and fucking punish her publicly. You know what I mean? At least, get something out of it with all the training and dieting that Crystal does to make weight the proper way.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it sucks, and I know the girl like put out a little half-ass apology, but it's like, it's not that easy. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I'll use my motorcycle as an example because motorcycles, you don't have to carry insurance. It's like, hey man, can I borrow your bike, ride it around the block a few times? You're like, well, be careful. And then someone lays down your bike and wrecks it, and they're like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not going to pay to help you fix it, but I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It literally, she gets
fucked.
She gets a little percentage of her original purse. Crystal does for doing everything she was supposed to do, but it literally takes thousands of dollars out of her pocket.
Right.
Time and money out of my pocket too, because I'm getting the paying for a dog sitter to go down there a couple of days early to help take care of her and stuff in the situation. And it's just things that wouldn't have gone down had we had some kind of notice. And it wasn't like this girl just gained 20 something pounds overnight. Like she knew this was coming. She lied about her 1 week out weight.
That's wild that she would do that.
Frustrating, man. It's really
the only time I can think about in all the times we've been going to these events, and like we always go to the weigh-ins and whatnot. And there was one time where we talked to a fighter, and maybe I won't say his name because it won't fucking, if he ever comes back, it wouldn't be a good thing. But he dropped 23 pounds in 24 hours prior to the weigh-ins.
We've talked about this.
We've talked about this. And when I talked to that guy, I went to talk to him at the weigh-ins, and I went to interview him. And I asked him if he wanted to do it. I wasn't like with the microphone. I was like, "Yo, you want to go do an interview real quick after, before your fight?" He couldn't put a fucking sentence together, dude. He was like,
it's too much.
I was like, dude, okay, all right. I was like, you go hydrate yourself and get yourself.
I was concerned for him because I like
and it was weird because like
Crystal was there.
Yeah, 12 hours later, the next morning he seemed completely fine. So, but that's and not nothing against a woman, but I feel like our bodies are built different. We can drop 20 pounds in a day and put it back on and not fucking kill ourselves. And for a woman to do that, it's damn near impossible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the bigger you are naturally, like probably the more muscle you have too. You got more to drain out of you.
Yep.
But yeah, when she weighed in at that 156 point whatever, that was after she had sweated out some pounds. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think another reason to let the fight or not let the fight happen is because we know you read through Facebook, you read through Instagram, there's always the haters, there's always the people that are going to pick apart. And this time they would have had a really good reason to be like, look at this person. Looks like shit out there. Looks horrible. Make the sport look bad. BKFC's nosediving. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think all around just not let it happen probably was a good thing. Obviously not for you guys, but for the look of the sport too, to be like, oh, this person came on way overweight. And like you said, that's after probably losing some weight, then came in and still look like that. People probably would have been like, that is a horrible matchup to put it together right now.
I do get it from that point of view, like 100%.
It'd be fuel for the haters' fire for sure.
Yeah. It just again just sucks for her bottom line because it's not like Crystal like walks around at 135 all the time. I mean, she's not a ton bigger, but she does again like diet properly and like do what you're supposed to do to make weight. So months of doing things by the book and training 1 to 2 times a day every day, and it ends up being for nothing but a percentage of your original purchase was to get just hurts.
Yeah, it's too bad.
And it's not like the military, Mike, right? Where if we can come in overweight, but then they measure our neck and our
Yeah.
waist and shit. And they
Yeah.
do like this weird measuring thing, and and they do this calculation, and if your body mass
Your
index is
BMI, yeah.
under a certain percentage, that you're not
You
considered
pass.
overweight anymore.
You're good to go.
It's not like that for fighting. It's
Much
fucking
different
great.
though.
Yeah, but I forget about that. I mean, I hope we'll kill this right now. We hope that, and I'm sure that you guys have already. I mean, Jihad and Rick are doing their thing, and hopefully we see her on a card very soon. I mean, maybe even like if we could see her in
Maybe.
December on that card right there, that would be pretty fucking dope too.
I mean, she's obviously already ready to go.
Yeah, right.
I have a feeling that card is probably fairly booked up since it's got so much attention. But if there was a viable opening, like, let's go.
That'd be sick. Anyway, are you guys gonna go out there anyway? Even if they don't put her on there or whatever, you're gonna be home, healed up from whatever war you go through in 2 weeks. And are you gonna take a trip out to Salt Lake City, or are you?
We haven't planned that, but I'm not opposed to it. Like I said, I mean, between this trip and a recent trip I just took down to Peru a few weeks ago, like I feel like I've been flying a lot.
Oh, Mr. World Traveler, huh?
You know,
Look at this guy.
Mr. World Traveler.
Best buddy was getting married down there, and I was playing the best man card. So yeah, I had to.
Where was it?
It was in Lima.
Lima, Peru. Holy shit! I was just watching, and I think he's in the comment section. Gator Wrestler. He's got that Reddit show that's pretty damn good. He does a good job with it. I don't know if anybody's really picked up on it yet, but he's doing his thing and he's getting a lot of good guests. And he just talked to Palomino, and Palomino was just talking about how Lima, Peru is now the most dangerous city. Well, I don't know about in the world. He said in the world, but I think there might be a more dangerous city in the world right now, to be honest with you. But yeah. He said that down in South, I'll give him this, probably South America. The most dangerous city in South America is Lima, Peru right now. He said over anywhere in Colombia or Brazil.
Yeah, maybe, but usually it'd be like El Salvador.
I actually ran into Palomino fights at breakfast, like the day of the fight, and chatting a little bit. And I had mentioned that too, and he said the same thing. And I think, I mean, it was my first trip down there to South America at all, but I think Lima itself, at least where I was, is like a little more touristy. So I didn't run into any problems or anything. Like I walked everywhere. Like everything was pretty close to my hotel, and I kind of felt like almost like a little bit of a celebrity because I was so much taller and blonder than everybody. Like I got a lot of strange looks when I was going by, but I never felt threatened, and like I never had any shady looking characters or anything like that to worry about. It was a pretty fun little trip, man. Didn't have any issues.
Nice. Well, let's talk about your fight, man. You now have the biggest opportunity I think you've had so far in your BKFC career, maybe even in your fight career. I don't know, but Danny Christie is a fucking savage out there, and I know you've done your homework and you've taken a look at all his fights. Did you ever watch the famous gym fight that he had? Did you check it out? Oh my God. When we get off this interview, you got to go look it up. Mike, who the hell? He fought someone, and the guy was, when they call him the governor is like the king of the bare knuckle fighters in London or whatever.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's a movie called Bare Knuckle that has to get
about. He fought Deca. So the dude in the movie lost to the guy that Danny Christie fought in the gym.
Okay. Cool.
That's who he lost his governor title to, this guy Deca. And Danny Christie and him had beef, and I guess they agreed to meet up in this gym somewhere and fight bare knuckle to settle their differences. Dude, go watch that. It's like a 20-minute long absolute fucking slugfest. And at the end of it, I don't think they squashed their beef, to be honest with you. I think they still wanted to fight when it was over, but it is a sight to behold for sure. Check that shit out, man.
At least they got a chance to go at it. Shit. That's like I said, I mean, most of the time you get in a fist fight with somebody, like after that you feel pretty good. You're like, I'm not really mad at him anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's a good way to settle beef.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy. So Danny Christie, he is a beast. You've taken a look at him. You're coming off of a fight that ended in controversy, and it kind of sucked for you. You got hit by in the ear, you hit by in the head. A lot of people were like trying to say that you fucking quit.
Need a
You
date.
guys had footage of the shot landing. There was pictures. There was a lump on the back. I mean, it sucked the way it ended. Didn't end the way you wanted. We thought you were going to end up running it back with Josh, but then all of a sudden this fight came up, and we actually heard about it when we were out in Denver for the Chris Camozzi Lorenzo fight, getting ready to do a podcast with Lou Fuse, Mick Terrell, and Danny Christie. And we had no fucking idea that this was even in the talks when we like asked them to come on the show.
Right.
We were just excited that we were actually going to be able to do a show at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in America, and they would have a decent time to talk to us in London. So
They just dropped some like breaking news, like right on the
like literally like 20 minutes before we went on the air. I'm like, holy shit, do you see this shit? So was it something that you had heard them talking about, or did this catch you by surprise when they called and asked you if you want to fight Danny Christie? Was this something that you had already heard of?
It came about kind of quick, and it was basically through Instagram. Lou Fuse had put up a post about Danny, saying like, I think basically Danny was calling out like the top 5 of the light heavyweight division, and they're like, who's going to answer the call? And I think they probably put it up at nighttime, their time zone. So I didn't see it till the next morning. And when I saw, I'm like, oh, I'm tagged in this post. And nobody else had responded to it yet. And I'm like, immediately, I'm always available for such. You know what I mean? And, I mean, shit. I feel like within a week of that post, it came to fruition. Yeah, I mean, so I give him and Lou Fuse credit for putting it out there. I was like, fuck yeah, because of course we wanted a rubber match with Dyer, but I mean, I'm sure you guys know as well as I do that BKFC isn't big on immediate rematches unless there's something big and wild and crazy that happened. Like I think whenever Richmond and Lorenzo fought, a lot of people are calling for an immediate rematch, but they usually don't do them less than a year apart. Yeah, I mean, like they usually like to have a little time in between. And then this came about, and to me, he's a bigger deal, more viable opponent, anyways, higher ranked and all that. So I was delighted to get the invite. I'm like, shit. I was like, I already got my passport renewed because again, I was planning on going to Peru anyway. So it all kind of fell in line pretty quick.
Has the training changed at all for you, or is it pretty much status quo now in the shift gym? Like, you've been doing this for so long now, and you've basically fought most of the tough guys that the BKFC can throw towards you besides a champion. Are training camps pretty similar now? They don't change all that much. It's bare knuckle fighting, so it can't change all that much, right?
Yeah, because whether I'm I have an opponent scheduled or not, I'm always in there. Very often, me and Chris are always in there training. And yeah, I mean, like I enjoy it. Like the only thing that changes is maybe the intensity, and you start getting more like 2-a-days. Whereas like if I'm not in fight camp, I'll usually train once a day, and then once I am, I always try and get two shifts in there at the very least. So yeah, we got a good regimen. We got good coaches in there and everything. So it is kind of status quo.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to train for, like, in MMA, one guy might be like a jits fucking whiz or a strong wrestler or a kickboxer or some shit like that. You really don't have to worry about any of that shit. And that's what's pretty fucking awesome about it. You must love that about this sport, right?
It is. It's a beautiful thing. Like, you have to be really good at one thing, but it's just the one thing, and instead of having to like, oh, today is striking, today's jiu-jitsu, like you said, today's wrestling, and picking up all those little random injuries, doing all that different kind of shit. But yeah, when it's just one thing to focus on, it's nice. It's nice to just be able to do that.
Are you a full-time fighter now, or are you still a fireman? What are you doing?
Still with the fire department.
Yeah.
I usually will take a couple weeks leading off to the fight off to kind of hone in and get some better training, better sleep, and all that. Because we get shit for sleep whenever I'm at work. But yeah, I'm still employed. It would nice to be able to just be like, oh, this is it for me. I'm making such massive, huge paychecks. I can not have to have the fire department. But don't get me wrong, they do pay us well.
You're not there yet.
No, I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? And it is still smart to have a consistency with, good benefits and a pension and all that.
You would think, though, a win over Danny Christie next week would put you right there on Lorenzo Hunt's doorstep for a shot at the 185-pound title, right?
That is, I don't see any other way around it, if that's the case.
Well, Danny's, I mean, if the rankings mean anything, and trust me, dude, I was looking at the rankings earlier today, and I still don't understand how some of this shit works. But
that's me.
But you are fighting the guy who is number one in that division and holds a belt in Europe or the BKFC
UK.
London, UK.
Yeah.
He holds the BKFC UK title.
He's ranked number 2 because Mundell actually still has the number 1 spot. He's the 175 champ, but he's had a few good wins in 185.
True.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, Jared, but I'm looking at I'm looking at Danny Christie on the screen right over there, and it says #1 light heavyweight right next to his name.
I don't know. I mean,
it's probably different on the fucking app on your phone.
I guarantee you it is.
And then it's different on a tablet, and then it's different on a laptop because this shit is all fucked up, dude.
Yeah, you got the consistency. Got no consistency going on here. They ain't talking to each other.
Yeah,
shit's wild.
But, I mean, what frustrates me on the whole ranking thing is, before my last fight, I was ranked 3rd, and Dyer wasn't ranked. And then we have a no contest, and I dropped to 4th, and then he's 5th. I'm like, the fuck just happened? I was like, you can no contest, right? Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there's mass confusion. Like a month ago, Britton Hart was out of the top 5 rankings of the women's flyweight division, which she should be because she's the 115 champ. So yeah, don't have her taking up a spot in the 125-pound rankings if she doesn't ever plan on going back up there. Good on them. They took her out of that rankings. 1 month later, she's back in there, tied with fucking Jade Wong at number 2. It doesn't make any what? There's a tie at number 2 now. What the fuck is going on? It's crazy.
Yeah. And I think you probably heard on I think it was on Social Show where they were talking about how for some reason they didn't have Mundell in the pound for pound rankings.
It's crazy.
And I actually after I saw it, I went to check to see who was in the pound for pound, and then it was just gone altogether. If you scroll through the rankings on the app, there's not a pound for pound link to click on. So I guess they decided okay, we got to take this down and redo the shit. So.
Is it on that? Is it on the actual website? I don't know. I'll check it out afterwards. Jared, you got the biggest fight of your career coming up. We're excited to see you fight, but before we get you out of here, we gotta play a little thing. It's getting close to Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. We're gonna ask you. The first question has nothing to do with saying Thanksgiving. It has everything to do with your name. It's a speed round, and I want to know if your name is Captain Deadpool. Those out there would think one of 2 people is your favorite superhero of all time, but who is your real favorite superhero?
It would have to be Deadpool. He's fucking.
It is Deadpool. Okay.
Really?
It would have been a lot cooler if you were like, you know what? It's actually Batman, but it's a cool fucking name, dude. It's Deadpool. Okay. All right. We'll give you that.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, Mike. Number 2.
How many number 2s in a single day is healthy? Can you tell me?
I would say 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
Me and you are not.
I think I'd be in big trouble if I only did 1 a day. Big trouble.
Big. I was over. I went to some like Mediterranean food thing with a couple guys during drill weekend this past weekend, and I ate the same shit they ate. And the next day I come into work, they're like, "Dude, were you okay last night?" I was like, "Yeah, I was fine. Why?" One of them's like, "Bro, I shit like 7 times last night," and the other
Oh
one's like,
no,
I was on all night," and I'm like, "Dude, I didn't." Not at all. It was a completely normal day for me. I don't know what the fuck
all of
happened
them.
to you. Both 2 other guys and
Oh my
me.
god,
We all
they
ate
ate
the
the same
same
thing.
thing. Huh?
They
Yeah.
ate the same shit.
They ate the same shit. I don't know. It was fucking weird. So you would say those are unhealthy
Maybe they were
fellas.
making out.
2 questions about Thanksgiving. What is your favorite Thanksgiving drink of choice? When you're sitting at that dinner table on Thanksgiving, you got all the food. What's in your hand?
Honestly, like probably my most consistent habit that I would say the majority of the world, if not just athletes, say would be unhealthy is like soda. I drink fucking soda pretty regularly, like
Really?
daily basis. I mean, because
What's
you
your
got
go-to?
to walk around my fight weight. I don't ever have to diet or anything. I really can't put on pounds.
Rub it in.
I do. That's me. I drink a lot of fucking soda.
Dr. Pepper, Sprite. What do you drink?
So my favorite, if you were to just make me pick one, and it's kind of like it's like they just do it like for a few months out of the year, is the Baja Blast version of Mountain Dew, which
Oh yeah.
year round, but to be able to buy it in like a can or a bottle, it's only like a few months out of the year. So I like when it comes out, I stock up on that shit.
You know they have that spiked now, spiked Baja Blast in the liquor store.
Never had, because I kind of don't want to like ruin it for myself. You know what I mean? Like if you have alcohol and like end up having a bad experience, and then you don't ever want to drink it again. So I'm like
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen.
I got to tell you, man, my favorite soda, and it's a specific time to drink it. There is nothing better than eating like American Chinese food, and I call it American Chinese food because it's Chinese food that's like the same at every fucking place. That food with a really cold can of Coke is like the fucking best thing in the world.
Good.
It really is.
You get it really good. You down half the can, get a nice burp going.
Fucking ain't right. Last question for you, Jared.
What is something you always hated eating at Thanksgiving, but you pretended to like it?
Ooh,
you make Aunt Brenda feel really good about her stuffing, or her green bean casserole.
I don't have anything that I can say that I could really hate, but yeah, like actually kind of the ones you mentioned, like stuffing and green beans and stuff, like I'll just kind of like dabble with, you know what I mean? Like I'll put it on the plate to say that I got some, but like the rest of my year, I'm usually just meat and potatoes kind of guy. Like get my turkey, get my mashed potatoes, rolls, lots of butter, all the fat ass stuff.
Oh yeah, like a good roll.
A little cranberry sauce.
And I'll eat any and all types of pie. Like I'm in on those.
Big pie guy.
There's a website that popped up in my feed the other day, and I almost talked myself into spending like $130 on a friggin' pie. I don't know how it came to that, but it was a pie. It was like an apple pie, and you might have seen this. It's probably in your feed, and if it's not, it's gonna be after this interview. You know how the phones listen. It was like an apple pie that was like loaded like this high from the top. It like, and they poured some kind of sauce over it, and it was all like apple sliced thinly. And it looked like
$130.
$130 for a pie.
Like, how much do you think it weighed?
Probably 20 pounds. 15
pounds.
It was huge. You'll see. I'm gonna send it to you. You gotta see this freaking thing. I'm gonna get a picture of this pie.
That shit's hilarious. Well, hey, Mike, do we have a graphic for his fight? We got Jared, Captain Deadpool Warren. He's going over across the pond. He's taking on Danny Christie, light heavyweight bout. The UK belt is not on the line, but a shot at Lorenzo most likely is. What is the final words you want to say to the people that are going to be tuning in November 18th when you head over to Leeds?
Oh, well, first of all, it's going to be on in the afternoon, so don't forget that. But it's going to be fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like they're the BKFC UK cards, they always have a little bit different of a vibe to them, like kind of smoky and stuff, but I think they're cool. You know what I mean? And they like the rest of their cards, they always put on a good show and stuff. So I don't know, like I haven't gotten to throwing an easy opponent this far, and this one's not going to be different. I think we're going to have a hell of a fight. So, y'all tune in and watch us get bloody.
Fucking
Oh,
man.
I can't wait.
Hey,
we will be tuned in. It's
when you
2
get off,
Eastern.
when you get off with us, go on YouTube, look up Danny Christie versus Decca. It's DECCA.
Yeah, do it.
Gym fight. Just look that up. Just type. I think if you just look that up, you'll find it, and it's fucking fantastic.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a good watch, that's for sure. Jared, thanks for always coming on and having a good time with us. I hope we get to see you soon. Maybe out in Salt Lake City if you guys make the trip out there. Mike, you got anything else for Jared?
Yeah, get to Salt Lake City. I mean, there should be no second question here. This is it. You get there, we'll go hit up Top Golf. We'll have a few drinks. We'll have some food, and we'll laugh.
All right,
and we'll laugh, and that's what we'll do.
You're right. It's been too long since the Wolfpack got back together. So
that's right.
We got the Wolfpack. All right, brother. Thanks for coming on. You go have yourself a good night, and we'll be tuned in on the 18th for sure.
My pleasure, fellas. Talk soon.
Later.
Later. Here he is, Captain Deadpool, Jared Warren. Yeah, man, that's going to be a banger. You know that Jared has only fucking bangers in his blood. He doesn't have a boring fight in him, and Danny Christie is an absolute hammer in there. So that should be a fucking amazing fight. Must see TV for sure. And we got a second guest ready to come on already, and he's going to be making his debut on that card that we just tried to talk Jared into going to. December 2nd in Salt Lake City, Utah. This guy will be making his debut for the BKFC, although I believe he may have intended on making a debut for them a while back. We'll talk about that in a second. Here he is, Mr. Trever Bradshaw.
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing?
What's happening, man?
Oh, just living the dream, man. Just enjoying the process.
Enjoying I see are you at home or are you, is that your home gym? What do you got there?
Yeah, I'm a busy man. So when I can cram it in, I kind of just turn my basement into our new house, just kind of my man cave. So this is where I get all the extra credit in. I still have a home gym that I go to. I mean, like a team gym that I go to, but just to always stay busy, I'm always working.
There you go. Well, thanks for giving us some of your time here. We, like you just heard me say, you are making your debut for the BKFC December 2nd, but Mike and I were talking about this. You had signed with them a long time ago, right?
Yeah, it was back. I mean, a few years back, I was in the bubble with Clay Collard, and our coach was talking to me at the time, and we were just getting ready for Clay Collard to fight Anthony Pettis that first season. He was in part of the PFL, and he was like, I think you do really well at BKFC. And my coach knew a lot of connections, and he got me like a 3-fight deal or a year contract. And I, was pushing to try to get something. I think they offered me like Bobby Taylor right off the bat, and I was down. I was ready to go. Didn't really hear much back. We just stayed busy. I've been, fighting MMA. I'm just staying busy in MMA. A little upside down in that. But we've just been super, super stubborn and getting back after it because I know my record don't reflect which kind of fighter I am. But kind of got the, word that they're coming to Salt Lake to do tryouts, and so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to go that way then, I guess. And so that's kind of how that turned about.
You know how long ago that was? 136 weeks ago.
Wait a minute. So when the tryouts came to Salt Lake City, did you go to them?
Yeah,
they did a little countdown show for you.
Wait a minute. So when was this?
I forgot the exact date. It was about.
I think I have.
Ago. They came through. I went and tried out, and a
couple months ago, you said, right?
No, it wasn't a couple months. Maybe a month and a half ago. 2 months.
Okay,
yeah, it might have been.
I guess what I'm confused about is if you signed a 3-fight deal with them 136 weeks ago, why did you have to try out again?
To be completely, I'm kind of lost. Like,
am I stupid for thinking like that? I don't know. Maybe
no. I actually I was my coach at the time, and our Clay Collar's coach Ryan Olt. he previously passed away. Bless his heart, his family, rest his peace. He had kind of everyone he was talking to about it, and kind of just lost touch with that route. But I'm super anxious to get in there. I have a fight style that'll go perfect into BKFC, and all my teammates, my coaches, and everyone that's seen me fight, they're all telling me this is right where I need to be.
Yeah, I was watching some of your fights on YouTube, and there was one where you finished this dude up against the cage. And the guy, when you started throwing hands at him against the cage, he like turned his body kind
Sure.
of away from you. And the way you knocked him out, it was like out of a video game. It looked fucking, it didn't even look real. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And he kind of, like, I don't wish any like hurt on anybody, but he was like in my inbox, blowing me up, like sending me the F around and find out memes all the time. And I just kind of ignored it and put it on the back, burner, and just kind of forgot about it. But after doing that, I was just like, you fucked around and found out, bro. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, there were some good ones. I just like to bring exciting fights to the crowd, and that's just my fight style. I like to engage in a firefight, and some say it's a brawler. I call it controlled chaos. I've learned a lot how to control it down a little bit, and so I'm excited to go into the BKFC world so I can still have controlled chaos, and do what I do. And just as soon as I start touching people, they're gonna go to sleep. So
Yeah, I feel like you can see it in your fights. The fights that are out there that I watched, I can see by the way that you swing. I feel like bare knuckle is going to be pretty good for you, and if you start landing shots, it's not going to feel too good.
yeah, and like I said, it's precision. Like we've been training really hard with my punch power, because I don't want to break my hands. I know you're susceptible to break sometimes, and I'm okay with that. We just want to be cautious, pick our shots wisely, and make longevity of it.
You mentioned that when you first were talking with them, they talked about Bobby Taylor,
Yeah.
who fights at 155 pounds. But your fight in December is a welterweight fight, correct? Is this 165 you're fighting at?
Yes, it is. I typically, I in my amateur days and early into my pro career, I was fighting welterweight and a lot heavier. I was kind of stuck on the weight and being big, and my coach always told me for the longest time, if you get a call to the big show, or that higher level, you're a 155er. And we finally figured that out and dialed it in, and I feel fantastic at 155. And I was up to fighting on this card or any card at 155, but we decided to do a catch weight, or agreed at 165. So I feel good at both weights. So
Oh man, like Mike said, when we were watching, I mean, I was watching some of your fights, and now that I think about that 165-pound division, not looking past your fight on December 2nd against Dennison, of course, but now like seeing what I saw, and like I could picture a Dustin Page fight with you would be fucking fantastic. I think you two would match up very well. Even Joe Elmore, who just fought Dustin Page, would be another one that would be a fun fight with you. Seeing what we saw, I really am curious to see December 2nd, to see like how you settle in the squared circle for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. You clearly, you get the nerves. Everyone asks you if you're nervous, excited, and this and that. And there's always going to be nerves, but genuinely, I'm comfortable with this. I'm really looking forward to it, but it plays into my fight style exactly what we want. So it's kind of like I'm so ready for it. I can't even explain it. So,
dude, and are you live in Salt Lake City, or are you nearby?
I'm about 30 minutes north, up like Ogden area of the valley. So that's not too far from Salt Lake City.
Either way, that's like your wheelhouse right now. You're gonna have a decent crowd there supporting you.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have the Utah fans show up, and we're excited that BKFC is coming through. And they're just doing big things, on Fox, and just growing, just huge, big superstar athletes. And I'm excited to showcase my skills on that level, on the platform, because I belong there.
And you're sharing that night with like Eddie fucking Alvarez in my
Yeah, sorry, not to downplay that. And
yeah, I mean, it's like it's crazy, right?
It is crazy. So I am the very first fight of the night too. I found out. So I'm kind of like, all right, clearly I want to build up and get those bigger fights later on in the show. But I'm just so excited to get there and fight. So I'm like excited to set the tempo for the night, and it's going to be so fun.
This is perfect for you. It's your debut fight with the company. You get to make a big splash to start off the night and kick the fucking crowd up.
Oh,
but then
absolutely.
you get to go in the back, clean up, throw some clothes on, and then go back out there and watch the rest of this freaking insane card. And just
that's the plan. That's exactly you said it, sir. So that's the plan, and we're sticking to that.
Man, I can't like if I was you, that I would be so happy that that's my spot. Be like, hell yeah, yes. Cool. Let me start it off. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And yeah, Salt Lake City. We've never been out there, but we've been the furthest we've gone with BKFC is Denver, and the Denver crowds are nuts out there. Is it a fight town? Is like Salt Lake City into this? Is it a big fight town?
Well, I fight for a local promotion here, and we do pretty good. It has a really big MMA scene, and then UFC came, and all the Instagram, everyone came out, and all of a sudden we have like all these fight fans, so I'm like, I know they're here. I know they love it. So whether, the local level is just trying to build up more, asses and seats, but I know for a fact that Utah is going to show up to this BKFC event. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, I have to say, like when they first said in Salt Lake City, I was a little bit nervous because I'm like, it's nice to have a card there because we break BKFC breaking into new states, getting legalized. That's what we want to see. But when they said Salt Lake City was going to be the home for this card, I did at first. I was like, oh, I'm a little nervous about that because originally it was rumored to be in Dallas, Texas. And that was like, oh shit, it's going to be this big card. It's going to be crazy. And then they said Salt Lake City. And I'm thinking to myself like, oh man, it's like, who's going to be out that way? Is it going to fill up? And as the card started filling up and the fighters on the card, I started watching the fighters, and it seems like you guys do have like a really good fight community going on out there.
Oh yeah, we do. We definitely do. It's growing. We have a lot of talent out here, a lot of killers that are pushing for the dream. And so when it gets like that, it gets competitive, and we all have the same dream in mind. So it's fun.
Yeah, I feel like the city must be condensed. Like there's got to be a ton of people living in Salt Lake City because like the state is pretty big, but it has the population of like Connecticut. So like I can imagine like there's probably so many people in that one area, just packed in.
It's growing quite a bit. Clearly like people are getting away from their crappy town, not to get into all that, but yeah, I could see it. I've been here my whole life. I love it here in Utah. I plan on staying here. But yeah, it's getting busy, but with that, it's good for the state. We have a lot of eyes on us right now, and that's what I'm excited for, that we can continue to get big cards, big shows like this coming our way, and giving fighters like me and others in the state that deserve the chance to get out there and show the world who we are.
And they're also, I think they just, and Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, did they just announce that California, are we going to LA, Los Angeles, or am I wrong about this?
What?
LA, like Los Angeles, California.
I haven't heard anything.
The BKFC chef put out a video, and Lorenzo Hunt was in it, and he said, we're going out to my hometown. And I want to say they said LA. Either way, my whole point is they're in Colorado. Now they're in Utah. They're going to be in California soon.
Albuquerque.
So if they don't want to bring all you West Coast fighters all the way over here to Florida, where they've been having 90% of their damn cards because of legalization issues, you're going to have much more opportunities now, especially with the ABC's rule set and the fact that Feldman said that they're shooting for like 86 events next year. So you can imagine that there's going to be plenty of work for you to do for this promotion, I would imagine. Right?
I mean, yeah, I'm down to fight wherever it goes. I wouldn't, and this is a one fight deal. I clearly want to fight and impress them and get more and continue to, wherever we can go to fight is where I want to be.
Hell yeah, dude. And you said you train with Clay Colliard and your team. Clay's a fucking animal. Does he like the sport? Is he like pumped for you making your debut here?
Yeah, like Clay and I, we've this last couple camps, he lives in Idaho, and he comes back to Lehigh and Provo area, and so it's hard to kind of link up when we do, but yeah, we're like super good friends. He's a boxer, you know. He went over there to Top Rank and destroyed everyone over there. Not everyone, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's an athlete. He's a dog, and he's gonna go out there and win that million. So
That's fucking awesome.
yeah, I'm rooting for him. He deserves it more than anybody that I know. He works hard. He deserves it. So
sick. Now, what can you tell us about your opponent, Troy Dennison?
from what I know of him, he's a local guy like myself. I've seen him around the fight game for a long time. Like here in Utah, he's fought a couple of my teammates in the past. I know he's a southpaw that likes to throw and get in a fight too. So I appreciate that. And so I'm never overlook anybody. I've learned, you know, there's a lot of things in my past fights that I may have overlooked and realized that, okay, you know, you can get complacent sometimes. So we've stayed super focused and worked really hard, and I'm not overlooking anybody, but I'm dangerous right now, and I'm excited to go in there and share that opportunity with Troy.
Man, do you see the fight going long? Like now you pay attention to the sport, you see the pace of the sport, you see that guys have gone away from breaking their hands so often because they're being a little more precise and more tactful with their attacks here. Sure. Obviously you have a game plan and we don't want to know what it is, but do you see this fight with Troy going long? You think you can get him out of there quick? What are you thinking?
I want to have fun in there. So if I can put on a show and still have fun, and like, you know, I just want to have fun in there. So if it happens fast, and that's how sometimes it usually happens fast. Like the statistics show that all my fights end first round or pretty quick. And when we eliminate any gloves, I'd imagine just with the power, I could see him going to sleep fast, but I wouldn't mind putting on a really good fight for the fans and getting into it. My wife wouldn't appreciate it. She just wants to get in there and end it fast. But yeah, I just want to have fun.
Listen, but you can fire the crowd up with a quick knockout just as much as you can fire the crowd up with a war. And the kid that's fighting on that same card, Keegan Vandermeer, when he made his debut for the BKFC back in like last October, and he fought on the first fight of the card in front of his hometown. So he was very, very similar to your situation right now. Set the tone setter for the night. He knocked the dude out with the loudest punch we ever heard in our fucking life. It sounded like a tree branch break in. He knocked him out, broke his hand, but put a bunch of staples or stitches in the side of the dude's head. That crowd went absolutely ballistic.
Yeah.
And then it never calmed down for the entire night. It was absolutely fucking awesome. And it was like a 30-second knockout or something like that. So it's easy to get these crowds going, dude. For sure.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited. It puts the pressure on me to do so because I like the pressure. You know, I do good under pressure. So we welcome it. That's a good feeling to have, is those nerves. And I've always became friends with those feelings. So December 2nd, we're going to be more than ready to get in there and let it go.
Hell yeah, man.
Anytime you see somebody, when they get you up to that scratch line, they say toe line. And as soon as they say knuckle up, the guy who comes off that line quickly and ferociously, that's usually the person who has an advantage. That's what it seems like to me. Like we've seen some crazy knockouts off the line too, like the Yuli Diaz fastest knockout. You've probably seen that before. That one was insane. 2-second knockout. There's a couple of those. So Esteban's going to be on there. He had the second round knockout at the first second of the second round. He just knocked the dude out right off the scratch line. Boom! Just knocked him first punch out. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy sport. It's fun live. You're gonna be right in the ring. Shit, I just sit next to the ring and watch it. You're gonna be in
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna
can't
love
wait
it.
to go
You're gonna
watch it
love
after. So, like we
Fuck
said,
yeah. Well, we'll get together when we get out there and we'll talk then. Before we let you go, though, we got 4 questions, 4 quick non-fight related questions. Here we go. First one for you, Trever Bradshaw. How often do you get called Terry Bradshaw?
Terry, not too much. Not too much. I get more of the Travis or Tyler.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mean, if you were out here in the East Coast like us, people would be calling you Terry Bradshaw
Yeah.
constantly.
I've almost called you Terry Bradshaw like a few times today while we were talking earlier. I almost said it.
Well, no
Yeah.
relation. I do get that question, but there's no relation.
All right, number 2.
Best Thanksgiving side dish.
The sweet potato crunch, like the.
What is it?
Crunch?
What makes it crunch? What is sweet potato crunch?
Well, I don't like sweet potatoes, and the sweet potatoes at Thanksgiving. I was like, I'm super picky, so I'm like, blah, like get them away from me. But my wife's grandma, so my grandma, she makes the best sweet potato crunch. It's like a little bit of marshmallows on top, so it's a little bit of a treat, but with sweet potatoes, so with some almonds.
Oh,
so that would have to be my new favorite. I would have to say.
That sounds fantastic. There we go.
I like it.
Number 3. How early do you guys put up your Christmas tree?
My wife put it up just like a few days ago. So,
No way. I was just gonna say, because I had a couple friends that put it up like 2 days after Halloween was over. Their Christmas tree was up.
Mhm.
Yeah. My mother-in-law's was up probably a week before that, and so my wife, she got on it the other night. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Damn. My family was always like the weekend after Thanksgiving, the tree went up. That's when it went. But it seems like it's getting earlier and earlier. And by the way, the guy whose family put the tree up first, this is what he does, Trever. At the end of the Christmas year, they have a fake tree. They take all the breakable ornaments off the tree, and then they shrink wrap it with all the other ornaments already on it. And then at the end of the year, they put that shit in the attic. And when it's time to put the tree back up, they stick it in the thing, and he cuts the cellophane down. It pops out, and then they put the broken.
My wife would just absolutely be shaking her head like, no way.
Yep, never
I let her
happened.
control that department. If she's happy with that, I'll let her do whatever she wants. So
This shit's so funny. All right, last question for you. Here you go, Mike.
Best thing to do in Salt Lake City. What's going on in Salt Lake that we should?
What are we looking to do out there?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. There's so much to do out here. Clearly everyone dogs it for being boring out here, but if you're into anything outdoors, hiking, Park City's super rad, beautiful up there.
Park City?
Park City is awesome. So I'd hit up Park City. Moab's awesome. It's a little bit further. So if you guys do have time anywhere down in that kind of southern part, Utah's just fantastic. So if you guys do get here a little bit more than just a weekend, hit me up. We can take you out and show you around.
Hell yeah. I actually got a army buddy of mine that's going to come to the event. He's going to bring his wife and his kids, but we're probably going to meet him out for a drink somewhere or do something. So
yeah, great.
It'll
food,
be
good vibes, typically nice people, and we always get we got a bunch of wives and we're Mormons and that, but it's we're all, I grew up LDS, we're all good people, Utah's cool. It's a good mixing pot of people here.
Do all your wives put the Christmas tree up right after Halloween or just one?
Good.
All right. Hey, Trever.
That's a good one, man. I appreciate you guys.
Last words to anybody that's going to be paying attention on December 2nd. Let them know.
Yeah, absolutely. Pay attention. Like I said, it could happen fast. I'm the first fight, so don't blink and get at me. Follow my socials, Trever Bradshaw. That's just it. No fancy names, nothing. Thank you for the time. I appreciate you guys putting me on.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for coming on, and we'll talk to you out there in Salt Lake City, December 2nd. Yes, Bradshaw versus Dennison. Thanks, buddy.
Later,
man.
There he is, Trever Bradshaw. He don't have a nickname, huh?
I didn't see one on there.
The
Trever Bradshaw. I don't see a nickname. Nope. See the NAs there, and no nickname. That's okay.
That's all right, man.
Maybe he'll be granted a nickname during this fight. Maybe something crazy happens and they call him like Skull Cracker or something. You know what I'm saying?
The murderous
Skull
Mormon.
Smasher. The murderous Mormon. Is that who's that?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'm
Look at- I
looking
found
forward to
this.
that. Oh, yeah. That was September 23rd. So
It was September 23rd. Yeah.
was I dumb for like asking like
No,
why
no,
why
but
would
it
he have to
doesn't really
try
make.
out again? Yeah, if he already signed a contract once, it doesn't
Yeah,
make sense to me
maybe
that he had to try out again. That seems weird.
maybe the contract was null and void by that time because it had already been like 2 years
Yeah, no,
without
I'm not
fighting.
saying
I don't know.
I'm not saying that he was already under contract. I'm saying that they had already decided to
Signed him,
sign
right.
him. So they already knew what they had in front of them.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. That's
Beats the hell out of me.
and he's stayed extremely active in MMA. You can just look at his record. You can look that he has been fighting pretty damn recently. So it's like, I don't know. It's fucking weird to me.
Yeah. it's
Tomorrow night
weird.
we got a show. We got a show, Mike. Tomorrow night. What do
We
you
do.
hear? What do you say? We talk about. We've been hyping this fight about with these two women that we're gonna fight in a rematch in bare knuckle. They were talking about fighting in a rematch in bare knuckle, and they had fought once before in MMA. And the fight we found out is not happening. I'm hoping that we get some better news tomorrow. But we're gonna have Taylor Starling on with us tomorrow night to talk about this fight that she wants so badly with Jenny Savage, and the fans want it very badly. Jenny Savage and Taylor has to happen at some point for the BKFC fans. So we're going to get Taylor on here. We're going to talk about when that might happen, if that's going to happen. And then we're going to talk to 281-330-8004, Mike Jones. Mike Jones is coming on tomorrow night, Mike.
Yes, he is. Yes,
What
he
you-
is. He's taking a
you-
break from his rap career and he's coming to talk to us.
What you know about Mike Jones?
Not much,
Not-
actually.
not-
That's why we're gonna have him on because I need to learn about him.
I'm not. Okay. Oh,
You know what I didn't get to?
Where'd you get to?
What I didn't get to with Bradshaw was he fought a guy named Joe Mama.
Oh, Joe Mama.
And I was interested to know, is that guy's real name? Because it says Joe Mama. If you look
But
up
it's spelled.
Trever
It's got to be. It's got. I mean, he
It's
what?
M-A-A-M-A.
M-A-A-M-A.
Did he change his name?
Mama.
What is that? What
Joe
is that?
Mama.
Joe Mama. He
Oh,
fought
we
him
coulda
3
asked him
times.
what his
Imagine he
best-
fought Joe Mama 3 times. Why are you fucking with my mama?
Dude, Mike Jones. See, people are in the comment section.
Yeah.
Mike Jones. I wonder if he comes out to. There's a song that Mike Jones put out.
That'd be cool.
There was a song. It said like, "You can ride all night long, but you'll never find Mr. Jones." And that song would be a dope walkout song. But maybe
He's got a
he's
good
maybe.
beat to it.
Oh, dude, the beat's fucking awesome. And the chorus is good. Yeah, Mike Jones. Anyways, no other rapper made a career out of himself by just yelling his fucking
His own
name and
name.
his cell phone number out. It's so funny because I remember Mike Jones's cell phone number right now, and that shit was like 2007 maybe when that shit was out. 281-330-8004. That was, he said it in every single one of his songs. It's so
I
funny.
wonder how long he kept that number for.
Or if it was even his real number. I mean, it flows nice.
Yeah. You want to know what I've been doing this whole time while this whole show was on? So we had a little bit of craziness earlier. So if anybody realized, I don't know if they did, but when you were talking to Jared, I was trying to get Trever on because he was having issues getting in. He couldn't get in.
Oh.
The link wasn't working. I sent him another link. He goes in, he's out. He can't hear us. Then he's back. And I was like, just trying to help, like, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that, do that. And I'm trying to listen to you guys. And I'm like, oh my God. Sometimes it gets a little crazy. But at the same time, I got this oversaturation going on my freaking face. You see the oversaturation? Does it look crazy to you? See how it just focused in? This camera right here? I'm going to take this camera. I'm going to fucking throw it across the room. That's what I'm going to do.
Hey, Mike, I think what the audience really is wondering is, when does the Hallmark background come back?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's going to happen this weekend.
Oh.
Hallmark is coming back in
Yes.
style. It's season. We're going to do it. I will not be sitting here. I will be sitting right there. If you could see, it would be right there. And I am going to do that until the end of the year. I will close out the year. You know,
It'll
sitting
look
there with that beautiful background. And I can tell you, my Christmas trees are not up yet. They are going to go up this weekend. Also, but my kids have Christmas trees in their room. They're like only like, well, actually, they used to be this big, but Steph decided this year to get some flocked Christmas trees. They're about 3 feet high, and the girls just pick out what they wanted to put on their tree. So they got little trees in their rooms.
do you put
Those are already up.
Do you put presents under their little trees in their rooms?
No, because they did. I mean, they had a really small tree. That's probably the height of this. Like it was on, on their bureaus last year. But this year, this tree is like 3 feet tall. In both of their rooms, they have their own with their own ornaments and their own shit on it. Maybe we'll do that. That's a good idea. They get up and they got a couple little things. I don't know. We'll see.
I just remembered what our boys did last year, actually, because they have like a 3 or like a little fake tree that we put in their bedroom too. They got each other shit and they put it under their own tree in that room because they share a room. You know what I mean? So they each got each other a couple things. They're funny like that. They love each other, even though they fight each other every day. But Jackson's starting to be a little adolescent, little dickhead sometimes, and it's starting to drive me nuts. Like he'll sit on the couch. This fucking kid. We're sitting on the couch, and he'll go like this, like with his hand on the couch cushion. And can you hear my hand?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yep, that'll be.
He will do that
like
on the couch cushion like this, and dude, stop doing that.
Like, that's what
he'll stop doing that, and I'm like, dude, stop doing that. It's distracting. It's annoying, and he'll slowly start doing it. He'll go.
Oh my God!
Oh,
no,
you little motherfucker!
Stop
I'll grab him right by his
now.
hand. I'll be like, cut the shit, and he'll start like giggling. I'll be like, it's not funny. He's fucking a little adolescent. You know what I mean?
That's what kids do.
An asshole. You know, we gotta beat his ass. No, I'm just joking. Anyways, tomorrow night, Mike Jones, Taylor Starling. We're gonna talk about things with them, and we should probably get into a little bit of our past weekend. We got to talk about the Dave Mundell fight. So why don't we'll recap BKFC 53.
Yep.
Tomorrow night. So tune in and we'll give away a signed photo of Jared Warren because we didn't do it tonight.
Yeah.
We didn't do it tonight, and maybe we'll and get ready for Stoon Out of the Week too tomorrow.
That's right.
Night.
Stoon Out of the Week's coming back. We're gonna have that up. Win a stick that you can rub all over yourself.
It's a pain stick, guy. Pain stick,
and you rub it all over.
But there it is. Stoon Out of the Week is back. We did get some decent ones already added to the inbox, and a couple funny ones, man.
Beautiful.
Couple Uber driver stories.
We can't use mine. I sent one in myself, but if I win, nobody wins the stick. Or do I win the stick?
You could win the stick, Mike. You fucking guy.
Who's gonna rub it on me though?
And and one last thing I wanted to, before we get off the air here, there might be some news on the horizon here. Late this afternoon, David Feldman posted an Instagram. We have that.
Yeah, we do. Check this out.
There it is.
Take this banner off.
Let me get that. Yeah, let's get that banner off there real quick. So right there, great meeting with DAZN. Big things in 2024. This is fucking potentially huge, I think, right here.
Oh, I love it.
DAZN is putting on massive boxing events with Jake Paul and those guys, and the fucking, I want to say that the Tyson Fury and Ngannou thing had something to do with DAZN as well. I wonder, I can't wait to hear what this is. Right? This has got to be big.
Yeah, I want to have David Feldman on. We've got to get him on our show. Maybe we'll do what we did last year.
Last episode of the year.
We'll fit. It'll probably be way past this news, but we could still talk about it because it's for 2024. No telling how much he's going to release by then. And we'll have to get him on and talk about some stuff before the new year or New Year's.
Yeah, really. We'll talk to him and see if we can get him on. It's funny because we've only had him on one time in 230 something episodes. and we'll get him on 1 year after we had him on the first time. And we'll talk about 2023 and 2024. But yeah, DAZN, man. Remember when that came out and everybody was like,
Yes,
"What
I
is
do.
DAZN?
DAZN.
DAZN? What's DAZN?"
Yeah.
And then that was
Remember.
back when Luke Thomas had a show on
Yes.
on satellite, the Luke Thomas show, and he was like, "What is it called? DAZN?" He's like, "I'm not fucking calling it that. There's no way I'm calling it that. It's DAZN. In no language is that pronounced DAZN."
Yeah, he was really upset about it.
And he kept calling it DAZN. That's what he was like. "I'm calling it DAZN because that's how it's spelled. I'm not doing that." And now he doesn't have a show anymore.
Yeah, not on that station, anyways.
Not in the
I'm like on the fence with him, but he is really good at breaking down fights afterwards.
is.
I love watching those. Those are the best.
Yeah.
But he can be a little bitchy.
It can be a little bitchy for sure.
He can be a little bitchy. That's what I do when I listen to him. Sometimes I go like this. I go,
no,
I don't like it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, dude, it was a good show tonight. Thank you to Jared Warren and Trever Bradshaw for coming on.
Not Terry.
Not Terry. Thank you to the Shave Parlor, BK Bet Shark, Dynamic Life, and Turf House Farms for helping our show out. You guys help them out because they help us. And we will see you all mañana 9 p.m. when we talk to Taylor Starling about what the hell's going on with her potential upcoming fight. Mike, you got anything else for the peoples?
We must know. We will see you tomorrow. Peace.